Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Garrett DJ Deuce with another pickup video for you guys. It is Sunday, April 12th, 2015. Had a pretty decent week last week. Not so many big lots on Craigslist, but I did run into a big $200 lot on Craigslist. Tons of good N64 titles, tons of good GameCube titles, for a pretty good price too as well. I did a trade with a local store that sold, vintage goodies and whatnot. So that's covered in this video. I also finally completed my lime green and white Vita, and so details about that will follow in just a second. This Halo 3 Master Chief helmet I acquired from flea market this weekend. Pretty good pickups there as well. Mostly recoupers. There were a couple things that I kept, including a TurboGrafx 16. So before we get into all that stuff, let's first cover the trade that I did with the Leech Pit. Last weekend, I saw the owner just walking around. He came up to me and said, "Hey, I know last week you were looking at an item and took interest in it. I'm looking for some pretty good Mario titles. I can't keep those on my shelves." And he prices pretty high price, so I'm surprised that these fly off his shelves. I guess he has a lot of people that go through town, and he's got a pretty decent reputation out here. So people go out there and spend some money on some vintage games. So I traded him 4 different Mario and Zelda titles and plus $25.25, I believe, to acquire the following item. This is a complete in box JetFire. It's a Transformers. This is a Gen 1. Everything's there except for the instruction manual and the stickers. So I already ordered those off of eBay. I believe I got the manual for like, what, 15 with free shipping, and the stickers were about 11 bucks plus shipping. So once those come in, and they're already on the way to my house, I'm just not sure when, probably tomorrow hopefully, but I'll be able to finally complete this. Huge Transformers fan. I grew up with Megatron, Starscream, Sound Blaster, Optimus Prime, pretty much all those guys. So very glad to be reunited with this guy as well. I always like these because it reminds me of like Macross. And in fact, when I first got this in Starscream, it highly reminded me of Macross. So thanks again, Adam, for the hookup. Hope you enjoy those games. He probably sold them already. So he told me as well, if there's anything else in the store that interests me, just keep bringing those Mario titles. I actually, pulled a couple of titles from this N64 lot that you guys are going to see later on to trade for this. So anyways, JetFire complete in box. Alright, so last week's video you saw me acquire a lime green and white PS Vita, but it was loose. So I posted a picture of my find in a channel, and a fellow collector said, "Hey, where'd you get that from? That is pretty sick." So I told him I got it off of Craigslist. Now I just need to look for the box. And he said, "I'll tell you what, if I buy one off of Amazon," I think he paid $200 for it, would you want to buy the box? I was like, "Sure, how much?" He was like, $40. So I calculated, I was like, okay, I paid $100 for it. The box would be $40, so I'm still ahead because these go for about $200 plus tax on Amazon and eBay. So for a total of $140, I finally completed my lime green PS Vita. The box is, of course, in brand new condition. He left everything except for the charger, but he gave me the instruction manuals, the plastics, everything. I really appreciate the hookup because I'm a big complete in box fan, and this will display nicely on the shelf as well. So thanks, PJ, that's his name, for the hookups on the box. All right, this last item is from eBay. A fellow collector named Lauren messaged me and said, "Hey, are you interested in this?" And this is just a box, by the way. So I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. And I'm a huge GameCube fan, so I had to get this. Again, this is an empty box, but it's a beautiful box. This is a Nintendo GameCube Platinum Edition with the GameCube Game Boy Player. And this also came bundled with the Master Quest, the Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest CD, as well as the, looks like the 4-game preview disc. So I'll probably pull those off the shelf, stick them in here, and complete it. I have a spare Platinum GameCube. In fact, I acquired one from the flea market recently, so I'm going to put this in the box, that one in the box, excuse me. I have a spare Game Boy player, so I'll put that in the box, and I will have to track down an extra startup disc because I only have one that I shelf. So anyways, this guy costed me about a little over 40 bucks. It was like 30-something dollars plus shipping, so a little over 40 bucks. But this is an awesome addition to my GameCube collection. Huge GameCube fan, so and I've never seen this box before. So thanks for the tip, Lauren. All right, next up, I acquired this from the flea market this past weekend. So anyways, on to the videos. All right, so let's cover this $200 lot that I got off of Craigslist. As you can see, there's about 27 GameCube games and 26 Nintendo 64 games. And I paid a total of $200 for everything. So let's start off with the top row, which is the Nintendo GameCube that comes with a generic memory card, and SSX Tricky was inside. Got a Nintendo 64 with a red jumper pack, expansion pack, excuse me. We've got Looney Tunes Back in Action, which doesn't have the manual, Hummer's Badlands, Gran Turismo 3, and Fantastic Four. For the games, we have Super Mario Sunshine, Super Monkey Ball 2, Luigi's Mansion, Lego Star Wars the video game, Zelda the Wind Waker, Flushed Away, Batman Vengeance, and Ratatouille. Over here we have Shrek Super Slam, Robots, The Incredibles, Top Gun Combat Zone, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, and Spyro A Hero's Tale, and finally, Metroid Prime Echoes. Down here we have Naranja, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Polar Express, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Odd Parents Breaking the Rules, Muppets Party Cruise, Zatch Bell Momondo Fury, From Russia with Love, and finally The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Most of all these are complete except for that Spyro there. It's missing the manual, and Looney Tunes is missing the manual. On to the Nintendo 64 games. Got a ton of them. Duck Dodgers, Wave Race 64, Mickey Speedway USA, Excitebike 64, GT 64, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. We've got Pilot Wing 64, Toy Story 2, Star Wars Episode 1 Battle for Naboo, Star Fox 64, Star Wars Shadow of the Empires, Donald Duck Going Quackers, Snowboard Kids, and Super Smash Bros. Finally, we have Blast Corps, Donkey Kong 64, Mario Golf, Super Mario 64, Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits, Asteroids Hyper 64, NASCAR 2000, and NFL Quarterback Club 99. Paid a total of $200 for all this stuff. Alright, so it's Wednesday evening, and these are my pickups from the past couple days. Let's start off with this Nintendo DS lot. I paid $75 for this off of Craigslist. What's not pictured is a copy of Yoshi's Island DS, Fire Emblem for the DS, and they're both complete. And then I had a loose copy of Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red. I sold those to someone who wanted them, so he paid me $75, which I think was a pretty good deal because the Fire Emblem game alone was like $50. And then everything else was, you know, pretty much way less than retail. So I hooked them up, got $75 and broke even, so this is all free. The DS lot includes a blue original DS with Mech Assault Phantom War, Brain Age, Guitar Hero on Tour Decades, Spectrobes, Age of Empires, New Super Mario Bros., Nintendogs, Metroid Prime Hunter, Animal Crossing: Wild World, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, Guitar Hero on Tour, complete with an extra little controller. Got a couple of loose games, Mario Hoops 3-on-3, Guitar Hero Modern Hits, Star Fox Command, and Fire Emblem for the Game Boy Advance. I decided to keep this because I sold my other copy of it a long time ago, so I'm glad to finally regain this one. And then it came with some manuals too, as far as the lot. I don't know why there were two manuals for Pokemon Fire Red, because there was only one in this bundle. Also a manual for Fire Emblem and Pokemon Leaf Green. And then these instruction manuals came with those manuals. So $75 for all that. Not too bad. Considering that after I sold those games, the rest of this was free. The original DS also came with the instruction manuals and the charger, just no box. Alright, picked this up from an ARC. Gauntlet Dark Legacy for the original Xbox. Paid $4.99 for that. No instruction manual, but it's a pretty high-priced title. So I'm going to probably sell this and make some money back. I already have this on the PS2, so there's no sense in me collecting for, you know, the same game for the Xbox. PS2 always gets priority. Alright, so today, after work, went to an ARC, and picked up this loose Nintendo 64 with a standard jumper pack, one green controller, and all the hookups. And I paid $14.99 for that. Also picked up a PS1 multi-tap for $3.99. So now I have two of these. And finally, this empty PS Vita box. So last week, in the video, I showed you that I obtained a loose lime green and white PS Vita. Took a picture of it, posted it in the Facebook channel, and someone chimed in and said, "Hey, where'd you get that from? I'm very interested in that." So a friend of mine went out and bought a complete one off of Amazon, I believe, and he paid $200 for it. And he told me, "Hey, if I get this, would you be interested in buying the box so I can kind of recoup a little bit of the cost?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. How much you want to sell a box for?" So he said $40. You guys might think I'm crazy for paying $40 for a box, but considering that this thing is about $200 or a little more, online, I got a complete one for only $140. If you think about it, because I only paid $100 for it, last week. Finally got the box for it, for $40. So that's $140 for a $200 PS Vita. So not too bad at all. So thanks, PJ, for allowing me to get that off of you. He's not really a complete in box fan, so parting with the box was pretty easy for him, especially if it meant shaving off $40 off his $200 purchase. All right, it's Thursday night, and these are the only pickups that I got for today. This is actually one big lot. This was on Craigslist in the electronics section. The guy was asking $80 for everything. I managed to talk him down to $70. He wouldn't go below that. So for $70, I picked up Animal Crossing for the 3DS, Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, Tomodachi Life, Pokemon X, Mario Kart DS, Pokemon Soul Silver, Super Mario 3D Land, and Zelda A Link Between Worlds. I already sold both Zelda games on Amazon, so as soon as I'm done filming these, I gotta pack those two up. So I pretty much got my money back on those two carts, and the rest were free. So enjoy. All right, today is Saturday, and these are my flea market finds. Had a pretty good day at the flea market. A lot of sellers, and of course a lot of resellers and other collectors out there, but it was plenty enough to go around for everyone. So let's start off with this amp. I paid $20 for it. It's a 760 watt amp. My main cabinet kind of messed up my other amp in the car, so I was glad to pick that up pretty cheap. Picked up this Halo helmet for $5. There's no game inside. That PSP soft case I got from an ARC for $1.99, and this Momo steering wheel, which are excellent flippers or trade bait, I got for $15, but it was half off, so $7.50. And I got Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation for $2.99, half off, $1.50. These 4 Saturn games I got for $23. It basically broke down to Sonic 3D Blast, Gex, and High Velocity being $8, and Sonic R was $15. This is probably the find of the day at the flea market. I paid $5 for this TurboGrafx 16 with Devil's Crush inside. No cables, no controllers, nothing, but for $5, a pretty good risk to take. All these games were $1 a piece. FIFA 96 Soccer long box. We got Grand Theft Auto and GTA 2 Collector's Editions. We got 2 copies of Resident Evil Director's Cut. Army Men Air Attack 2, Iron Soldier 3, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Mission Impossible, Croc, Capcom vs. SNK Pro, Tenchu Stealth Assassins, Spyro Year the Dragon, Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, and finally Gran Turismo 2. Down here, these are also $1 a piece. Ready to Rumble Boxing, loose copies of Tiger Shark, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Crash Bandicoot 2, and Blades of Blood, Samurai Showdown 3, and finally Rascal. Picked up this Gen 1 Transformer for $3. It's missing the engine and the weapon. Also got this graphics card. The reason why I bought it was because it has an S-Video input, and I'm still fiddling around with my main cabinet, so hopefully this will work. Paid $3 for that. Here's some more dollar games. Duel Masters, Need for Speed Underground 2, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, Grand Theft Auto 3, Micro Machines version 4, Gran Turismo 4, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, another copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, demo disc for Black. I paid $10 for Atomic RoboKid, Fast and Furious, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, and Lowrider. Also picked up this vintage Atari Touch Me game for $1. These instruction manuals cost me $1 for that one. Mega Man and Bass, excuse me. And Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening was $2. Finally, this GameCube lot I picked up for 12 bucks. The guy wanted 20, talked him down to 15. No, he wanted 15, and then I said, you know what, how about 10? He said 13. I said 13 was a bad luck number, so we agreed on 12 bucks. So the case wasn't included. The case I got for $3 from another seller, but for 12 bucks, I got a Platinum GameCube, aftermarket controller, all the cables and hookups, and these 3 games, Star Wars Rogue Leader, Freakstyle, and Red Faction 2. And that is pretty much it for the flea market pickups for today. Alright, so it's Sunday, and I went to the flea market today. Tons of sellers, not a lot of video game related stuff out there. So let's go over what I picked up today. We'll start off with this Nintendo bundle that I picked up for 10 bucks. Came with the NES Advantage, all the hookups, and these 2 games. Mario Brothers and Major League Baseball. I also had the instruction manuals for Mario Brothers and the Advantage. Picked up this Wii Power Brick for 3 bucks. This wireless keyboard, which is awesome for wireless gaming. I'm going to probably use this for my main cabinet. $1. Paid $1 for the Hello Kitty for my wife. Picked these 4 games up for 50 cents a piece. They're all sports games, though. Bases Loaded, Blades of Steel, Bo Jackson Baseball, and NBA Basketball. Picked up a random bunch of Magic the Gathering cards. Only paid $5 for this. There's a ton of cards in there, so I'm going to go through them and see if there's any rarities in there. Also got this Nintendo Wii As Is for 5 bucks. Drop Dead Fred Complete. Picked up this DVD movie, which is out of print, for 2 bucks. Game Genie for $1. I got Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex and Need for Speed Most Wanted for $1 a piece. Picked up this Nintendo DSi for 10 bucks. Little Dragon Ball Z character. I believe I paid $2 for him. Now, this Legend of Spyro the Eternal Knight, I had bundled with a grape Nintendo 64, which I already sold to Omar. I picked that up for 30 bucks, including this game. So it was 25 for the system. The guy wanted $7 for this game. I told him, you know, if we bundle them both together, would you take 30? He said, okay. Accepted it. Sold it to Omar right there at the flea market about 10 minutes after I got it. So I sold it to him for 40 bucks. So essentially got Spyro for free and made $10 on top of it. So it's still a good homie hookup. Mario Kart 64 I paid 5 bucks for. This little Gen 1 Transformer I paid $1 for. Before I left the flea market for the day, found this sitting at a booth for 20 bucks, picked it up. It works, there's no charger, but still these go for about $75 on eBay without the charger. Picked up Wii Sports and Wii Play for $4, so they were basically $2 a piece. And SpongeBob SquarePants Globs of Doom, excuse me, was 3 bucks. Finally, these controllers were $3 a piece. One is a standard controller, and then this one comes bundled with Mario Sunshine. It's the half clear and half purple controller, so that's pretty cool. But $3 a piece for those. And that's pretty much it for today's flea pickups. Alright, so that's all the pickups I got for this week. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please click that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. And if you want to see more, click that subscribe button. There's no pressure. You don't have to. But it definitely keeps me motivated to keep these going for you guys. I primarily do this for the love of the hobby and, you know, and collecting. But, you know, it's always good to share my adventures with the rest of you guys out there. So anyways, thank you for watching the video and happy hunting. Hope you guys find some good stuff out there. And peace.